Hey, what's going on, guys? So, wipe is about to happen. That being said, there's some items that you should really start looking for early on, and there's a couple tactics you can use that will make you a lot of money early wipe. And that money will ultimately help you towards the latter part of the wipe. These items up here are actually for your hideout and what you need for it. So these items will generally sell extremely high, so start collecting these, and if they're found in raid, sell them. Also, if you need these items for yourself, put them in your gamma. And that leads us to step 2. At the beginning of wipe, I highly suggest doing money runs over questing. You can do quests on the side, but for the most part you want to focus making money. You can get your early hideout upgraded. You can go ahead and grab some of your items that you need found in raid for a little bit later on. Or if you don't have a EOD edition, you can start upgrading your stash size. And keep in mind that everyone starts on the same quest, so that it's very saturated areas. You're really going to want to focus your time, energy, and money into your hideout. Now this is somewhat debatable amongst the Tarkov community. Some say it doesn't give you a whole lot. It actually gives you quite a big money gain early stages of the wipe. I'm talking about the first 2 weeks mainly. You're going to be able to make the majority of your money back because all these items are also needed found in raid. So not only are you going to make money, you can now use the hideout to make your own found in raid stuff. So when you get to those quests, you'll already have those items. Now, it depends on how much you want to delay your quest will kind of vary on how much money you're going to make. I normally delay my quest, actually grinding for my quest, about 1 week. This being said, don't hesitate to do a quest if you're farming on that map. What I normally do is I will do my loot run if I'm maybe in customs for 5-10 minutes and I don't seem to see much loot. I've checked a few stashes, went to the warehouse, went to crack house, went to construction, and I don't really have a whole lot of value. Sure, I'll go grab the pocket watch. I might as well. I have very little to risk. Or maybe I do have decent items, but a lot of them are already in my secure container, so I don't mind as much if I die. I'll go ahead and grab the pocket watch, and if I die, oh well, I have those items for myself for the hideout, because they're not going to be found in raid, but I can still utilize them. To kind of show you why this is important. Nutrition is more or less used for a few items. You have the lunch boxes, which will sell decent, but keep in mind that you are going to have to use some items that you're going to need to save, like the Tashankas. You will also be able to craft Tashankas there. Air filter is going to be another big one. Getting the air filters and putting them in there are going to give you a big boost. For instance, here I'm going to go ahead and buy an air filter. It's going to cost about 250k. Early wipe they're about 150k. So I'm going to go to my hideout, go over to my air filter, pop that bad boy in, and bam, now I'm getting a plus 40%, and that's for a day's worth of grind. So now I'm going to get increased XP. Heating gives you the energy regen, rest as well gives you some energy and health regen, and then that will bring us to our med station, which I think is one of the most lucrative ways to make money. You can make AI2s, you can make IFACs, and LEDXs, mules, Salewas, multiple different things. Figure out what you think is selling best. Salewas were doing real good last wipe, but AFACs are now in place, so they may not be as good. You also have the Moonshine Bitcoin farm, which isn't as good this wipe. You can go ahead and farm up your 50, but I'd say you slow down on the Bitcoin farm, because I don't think Bitcoins are going to be nearly as worth it this wipe. On top of that, you have Intelligence Center. These are the ones you have to be a little bit more cautious for, because these have a pretty long wait time. So a lot of times I craft things that I know I will need, like an RFID, a vertex, or whatever that I'll need found in raid for a quest, so I myself can use it. And then if it crafts and I don't need it yet, sure, I can sell it on the auction house if I want, but I'll probably just keep it. The other things are the cords, because you can craft cords and then deconstruct them into wires. They normally sell extremely well. The other big things are going to be the Vogs. Those will sell pretty high early wipe, especially when people get to the grenade quest. And look and see if there's anything else. There's a few others like flashbangs that they have a potential chance. You have the green gunpowder. They normally start being profitable mid-wipe, or I'd say 4 weeks, starting 4 weeks in. Once again, the wires, great money makers. And more nades. I don't know how the TP is going to do because, or the TNT. TNT was new to this wipe and it was introduced after the start. So keep an eye on that. And there's other items like the thermite that was added and a few other items that could play a factor on this wipe. But these were the ones that were doing really well last wipe without those items introduced. So I expect them to do fairly well this wipe. Now I'm just going to quickly scroll through here. A lot of these items aren't as valuable as they go down here. There's some of them that you can make money on. For instance, car batteries. I know people craft for their quest. I wouldn't recommend it. You can get tons of car batteries in the back ollie. Normally 2 spawn at least every time. You do need to check all the shelves on ollie, but they are there. Their AP 6.3, that's another one that will start selling very, very lucrative, normally 2 weeks in, and you'll be able to make a good portion off of that because the vector gamers become a thing. Once again, your water collector, another great way to make money. You're getting those air filters or water filters for dirt cheap and turn them into super water. Your stash, if you're a lower tier account, buy the stash up as soon as you can. Security doesn't give any benefits. Your scav box can start getting you cases, or keys rather, so scav box is always a plus. I personally like folders of intelligence, but early wipe it's not as good, so 85k normally does really well. Chocolates to sugar is another great one through nutrition. The Tashanka, another great one. Red Bulls can be beneficial, but a lot of times I won't waste my sugars on that. I'll save it for moonshine. Same with the super water. I'll generally save it till they sell. The lunch boxes, like I was saying earlier, is a great one. The condensed milk sometimes is worth it because the sugars aren't selling very high at first, but they will go up, so I normally will try to buy some up and save them in advance. Aquamaries sometimes have value. I made a little bit of money early wipe on those. But that's pretty much it out of nutrition. Med station is going to be your main focus. Like I was saying earlier, really want to go ahead and start pumping out meds. One for yourself and one for other people. You can make so much money off of the med station, it's unbelievable. Another big XP boost is the library. As you saw briefly there, there's a big XP chunk that you get without having to put anything else into it after you upgrade it to a library. You can get mag boxes here. They will sell very well through the lavatory. You can get the AK 60 round mags. Those also were selling pretty good early wipe. The Scav backpack, it had its time, but it was very, very short time before it wasn't very profitable. The air filters, that's another one. If you have your set of tools, you've already did your quest, you've already used up what you need, then go ahead and make those. You'll make some money if you have them that are not found in raid. Found in raid ones sell in the flea because they're going to sell for a lot more. Hoses, these are insane making. You probably 7 or 8 times what you're investing in. Lucky Scav junk boxes are another one. They won't sell very good at first, and because bolts are expensive for about 3 weeks, they don't generally start profiting, but Lucky Scav junk boxes can make profit. You just have to be the one to catch it at that peak. Raid backpacks as well will start making a little bit of money, but not a tremendous amount of money until people have their endurance up. Your Scav vest, that was kind of mediocre. You need them for the quest, so they're not bad to have, and once again you can build your pilgrim here. And that pretty much wraps up the majority of the hideout. Overall, you're going to get a lot of different stat bonuses, and on top of that, you're going to be able to make a lot of money back really fast. Here's some of the kits that I'll be using for money runs. I'll just display those 3, actually there's 4 that I use mainly. And these kits I'll generally use for the first month of wipe. I'll even use them after that if I find myself struggling for money or just looking to make a little bit of extra cash on the side. PPSH is really powerful early on. It does decent flesh damage. There's not a lot of armor pin, but no one really has anything above level 3 armor. The armor I'm using is the armor I was speaking about in one of my previous videos about propane tanks. It's a barter, quick and easy. You run into Ollie, go to the back, grab 3 to 4 propane tanks. They're almost always there early wipe. Walk out and you have 4 armors ready to go once you do the barter. Outside that, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of this wipe. I expect it to wipe tomorrow. Hopefully I'm correct. If so, I'll see you then.